aka Diztoh the Dawnforged, defender of the Draconic Dynasty, coming at you with exceptional Deadeye bracers. We're gonna craft these gloves for a crit damage build, so if you're part of the crit boy click, this one's for you guys. And we're gonna hit it with the perfect transmutation orb and give it that second modifier, 100% evasion, and now our item is rare. So yes, you can start with a rare base for this as long as you have the annulment orbs. I just wanted to warm up these gloves for what we're about to do to them. They have no idea. So now you need to hold down your gloves and attack it with Orb of Annulment twice in order to have a rare glove with one modifier. So now that we have only one modifier, we're gonna hit these gloves with a flurry of chaos orbs coming left, right, under, you know what I'm saying, right in the chinnis. And let's begin our assault. So we grab a stack now, and what we're looking for here is tier 1 attack speed. From here, we can impose our will onto these gloves, and the way we're gonna do this is by forcing it to pop a prefix. The way we're gonna do that is by activating the Omen of Sinistral Exaltation, which will tell our Exalted Orb, hey man, I want a prefix. And it gets a prefix, which is actually a pretty good prefix, I'm not gonna lie. It's a tier 3 attack mod, so we're gonna go again. A second attack mod is pretty serendipitous here, but it doesn't really matter because we're gonna remove them. So even if you got bad prefixes in this step, don't worry too much about it. First, we need to deactivate the Sinistral Exaltation, and then we need to activate the Omen of Sinistral Crystallization, so that our perfect or corrupted essence will only remove a prefix, so it's gonna remove one of the attack modifiers. We gotta make sure that's activated, and then we're gonna attack it with our Essence of Hysteria that we found in the wild. So now our gloves lost the physical damage, and we lost a prefix and gained a suffix. So now we have 2 of these. We need our third, which is gonna come from our Essence of Horror in order to give our gloves 100% increased effect of socketed items, which is pretty sought after for people in the endgame. We're just going to remove our prefix and add our last suffix by keeping our Omen of Sinistral Crystallization on. And now we gently pick up our Essence of Horror and very, very aggressively attack that fire damage. And what we have left is a pair of gloves who has completely surrendered its suffix to us. Now from here, we need to work on our prefixes. So we're gonna go ahead and deactivate the Omen of Sinistral Crystallization, and we're just gonna go ahead and desecrate our bracers. From here, the craft does start getting a little bit expensive, but what we're doing is trying to desecrate accuracy, simply because having that there, we can homogenize 2 attack modifiers and then re-roll the accuracy with the Omen of Lights. So because of that, may RNG be on your side, my friend. Let's go ahead and activate the Omen of Abyssal Echoes, which will allow us to re-roll the desecration once. Now, once the gloves are in the tank, just hope to reveal accuracy. Fun fact, the Omen of Abyssal Echoes was not activated, so we got pretty lucky. Having rolled accuracy is very favorable because now we can only roll flat damage attack mods. We're gonna activate the Omen of the Homogenizing Exaltation, and then we're gonna also activate the Omen of Greater Exaltation. Now, what this combo does is that it tells the Exalted Orb to add 2 random modifiers of the same type as an existing modifier on the item, and because the item has accuracy, it'll pick up on that, and accuracy for some reason is stacked in there with the rest of the attack mods, and that's why it's favorable to roll accuracy. We are going to do this with a perfect Exalted Orb. However, if you want to go ahead and roll a greater Exalted Orb by any means, we're going to grab that perfect Exalted Orb, rub it around right in its face, and then smash it in there. What a terrible perfect Exalted Orb. We rolled a T3 and a T4. However, we did hit our flat damage modifiers, and now we need to re-roll accuracy, and hopefully the re-roll gives us a tier 1 mod. That innocent looking 25 to accuracy rating is terrified right now. We are going to activate the Omen of Light, which will tell our Orb of Annulment to only remove the desecrated modifier. That's that cute little accuracy rating right there. We're going to take the terrifying looking Orb of Annulment, and we're just going to get rid of the accuracy, just like that. Now that we remove the accuracy, we can deactivate the Omen of Loots and take your Ancient Rib to desecrate your gloves. This time you have to make sure that the Omen of Abyssal Echoes is there, and what you're looking for is any of the elemental damage modifiers. This cold damage to attacks is actually terrifying, that it can roll on an Ancient Rib like that. And the Ancient Rib, what it does is that it just makes it so that you can roll higher tier modifiers. So we're just going to go ahead and grab the life, which really doesn't matter because we're going to activate the Omen of Light again, and we're going to remove it. I got 2 more Ancient Ribs. Let's deactivate all the omens first. Hit it with the Ancient Rib so that it really puts it in there. You know, you really want that high tier to be put in there, Ancient Rib. And then we're going to activate the Omen of Light. And now we're going to make sure that the Omen of Abyssal is there, and you can see how this craft can start getting expensive. Tier 1, please. We got 12 to fire. believe I'm getting robbed by my ancient ribs. Imagine that. Let's reroll that. And we have a pretty solid cold to damage. Boom. Grab your gloves. And it's a tier 1. It's a tier 1. Now we hit it with the quality. Bring that evasion up. So there we go. If you're here and your gloves look like this, you are sitting on a very nice pair of gloves. These gloves sell for about 40 divines to 60 divines. They kind of range depending on the modifiers that you have. If your pair of gloves look like mine right now, man, congratulations. You just made a very, very nice pair of gloves. These gloves sell for about 40 divines, 40 to 60 divines right now, depending on how well your attack mods roll. And they get even more expensive if you do hit that corruption. I, however, am not going to hit the corruption because I'm broke and I need my currency, so I'm going to try to get my 30 to 40 divines off of this piece. And with that being said, I hope you found this video insightful.